What's up, guys? Welcome to the workshop. Today I'm going to talk about that legendary question, nails versus screws. What in the world do I do? What do I use for my project? So in this video we're going to talk about that, and let's jump right into it. So generally, if you're doing small woodworking projects, screws are perfectly fine to go with. You're not doing something that's requiring a lot of strength and you're really wanting to hold things together, and that is a good point. One of the first points I want to talk about are screws hold things together, which is also referred to as tensile strength. Tensile strength is the ability to pull apart. So if these are your two boards that you're using, say there are two walls, or say this is drywall and this is your wall, you have attached that to that. You don't want it pulling out, so a screw inhibits it from pulling out. Okay, but now nails, they don't really provide a lot of tensile strength. They have more of that ability to want to pull out of the wood if the wood is trying to be pulled apart. But they do offer a strong shear strength, which is if the boards are sliding against each other, they will less likely break. Whereas a screw is more brittle, it's going to break. But generally in woodworking, we don't do a lot of those things. Those things are used more when you're doing structural things. So if you're building a deck, building a playhouse, building a house, you're going to want stuff that has strong shear strength. So that's why you see a lot of homes being built with nails. Okay, so another thing about screws versus nails are the fact that screws can be offered as a temporary solution for something if you're gluing things together, or if you're planning on to take something apart. So for instance, I just made a garden wooden raised bed and I used screws. Now the screws, I wanted that strength because when you fill that garden box with dirt, it's going to push out. You want something that's going to hold the boards together, and so the threads on the screw really is what holds that together. Okay, so another quick difference between the nails and screws are nails are generally a cheaper solution. Typically you can find them in a store for a lot less than you would typically find that you buy screws. Now there are a ton of different types of screws out there. There's also very many different nails, but generally overall I think nails are definitely cheaper. And the other thing that goes with the cheaper is the application of it. So while we're talking about the expense of the nails and screws, obviously when you're doing nails, a hammer is a really cheap way to put the nails in. It's about the only way to put nails in, but it's a super cheap and effective tool. But on the other hand, when you're doing screws, the only way that you can really apply and put these into the wood is with a drill. Drills typically can be pretty expensive. They can be, up to 200 bucks. You can go as low as $50, and that exactly is what this drill is. It's Deco brand. I've done a review on one of these drills before, so if you're interested in that, go check out that video. But this is a really good tool. I've been extremely pleased with it. I've used it a lot in my shop. You've seen it in a lot of my videos. If you need a cheap drill, follow the link in my description of this video to get one of these drills. But back to the topic of this video, there are a few exceptions to these overall things we talked about. So there are nails out there that are actually more or less masonry nails or wedge nails, and they have a concave. They're really small at the end, and then they get wider at the head. And that's because when you drive these into the wood, they tighten up in the wood, so it gives it a little bit more hold. So there you go, a little bit more tensile strength, and of course the shear strength on these things are just tremendous. And on the other hand, there are actually all those other nails that have little rivets that kind of resemble the look of screws, but when you drive them into the wood, those rivets kind of bite into the wood and won't allow you to pull that nail out as good. A lot of pallets are made with those because they're really quick and effective, but they are terrible to get out. So they have a strong tensile strength and they have a good strong shear strength, but you kind of don't really want to use those all the time. But guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope all that information kind of helped you out. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please click that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Also, if it's something that you found to be really exciting, leave a comment down below. Guys, thank you for watching this video. I'll see you next time right here in the workshop.